excited to finally prepare for somebody other than the same offense or the same defense you've been going against all summer?
I think our guys are looking forward to that. I mean, you get to this point, and guys are kind of tired of hitting each other from spring ball and through fall camp, and you gotta, and we gotta, there's that sense of. I mean, our guys are excited, and you got a good football team coming in here, so it'll be. I think they're all looking forward to it.
Both players mentioned the fact that Duquesne was a playoff team last year and they weren't, and there's something to that. Is that something that you're kind of excited to put yourself against in the first week of the season, to play somebody that was in a position that you wanted to be in last year?
Absolutely, it's something that you got to. They accomplished something. I guess they're picking them to win their conference, and so probably there's a good chance they'll be a playoff team again. And maybe, who knows? Maybe we'll see them again. But you got to earn your way to do that. And but I'm not honestly. I'm not worried about Duquesne. I never really worry about the opponent. I'm worried about us. Executing the way we need to play, and playing clean, and making sure that we do things the way we're capable of doing it, and playing right. And if we do, I think we'll have a heck of a chance.
Well, how much more comfortable are you now, the second year now, and kind of gone through it, a year already?
Well, I mean, it helps being through it at one time. I think I have a better handle on who we are. You learn a lot in the first year. There's one thing having an idea of what you can be, but going through the whole season together, and coming out of last year, we pinpointed certain things we wanted to get better at and needed to do to move the program forward, and we've worked at doing that. I think we accomplished a lot in the off season and spring ball and through fall camp, and now this gives you a chance to start the process of seeing how far we've come.
How happy are you with the depth of the team? Were you able to kind of figure out that piece of the puzzle the final week or two of camp?
Yeah, I think it's an ongoing thing. I think this game gives you a chance to give you a little bit of a benchmark of where you are and what you need to do going forward. It gives certain guys a chance to see how they're going to perform when the lights come on, and I think building depth and continuing to teach and develop is an ongoing process, and I think we've made progress in that area. Like I said, I think I'll have a better idea after the game and watching the film and studying, how we do, where we are, and what needs to be addressed, continue to be addressed going forward.
How's Hunter's shoulder? Is it any better than it was the last couple?
He has no problem. He's fine. Hunter's fine.
Well, on the stuff that we receive, Hunter's has listed as the quarterback. Is he your starter?
There are 3 quarterbacks listed right there. So we'll find out on Saturday. What time's the game?
7:30.
Probably right around 7:30.
The O-line's big, veteran. Looks like it could be a strength for you guys. What have you seen from them throughout camp? Do you feel like they're where they need to be or close to it?
Excuse me. I'm sorry. The O-line.
Yeah, they're veteran. They're big. A lot of guys are returning. How good do you think that group can be if they kind of reach the potential you were hoping they would throughout camp?
Well, I think they played against a pretty good defensive line the whole camp, so they were stressed, and I think there's been great competition. I think that makes them better. I think we've improved up front. I think we're a little bit deeper than we were a year ago, and more able to, more guys I think are game ready. Which you saw last year. I mean, it was musical chairs on the offensive line. Hopefully we end up with some more continuity as the season moves on, and so I think it has a chance to be a good unit. It has a chance to be pretty solid, but you gotta play that way every week, and Thursday gives us that first opportunity.
But your Thursday night game, is this your first one?
No, I played I want to say I think I played on Thursday a couple of times when I was in the SEC, and it was same deal. It was early season games, and it doesn't matter to me. I mean, it's a Thursday, but we treat it like a Saturday. I think hopefully it'll be good for our fans. I think it's supposed to be a nice night, supposed to be a really good day, and you don't have as much competition, for people. Hopefully people are excited to come out and see this football team play.
Coach, on a more personal level, you've been back down in Youngstown for over a year or so. What's it been like for you being back in this community now?
I've enjoyed it. I have a lot of friends here, family, and it's nice. I was gone a long time, so and obviously I always came back. I came back at least once a year when I was gone. But it's living back here, being around my friends, my family, and my kids got adjusted pretty well. I think they're a lot more adjusted this year than they were a year ago. It's been nice. It's been something that you don't always know if you're ever going to be able to do, and so just the opportunity. It's the way things fell, and I'm enjoying it.
Have a new punter and a new holder. Can you just talk about that transition a little bit?
Well, the punter, I think Mark Schuler's come a long way. He'll do the punting on Thursday night, and the backup is Nate Needham, who is coming along. He also has a big leg. Mark has a big leg. I'm sure they're going to be nervous first time out, but Nate is a guy who Mark's the guy who played tight end, a local kid, Springfield local, really did a nice job, obviously worked really hard in the off season and has really done a nice job through camp. Nate is a guy who, like I said, has a big leg. He's still trying to figure out some of the mechanics of it. It's a little bit quicker, some things that are a little bit different. But I like that the combination going forward. It gives us some real options and some talent at that position.
Getting back to Duquesne, can you talk a little bit about their offense and their quarterback?
Quarterback's a good player. They have good, skilled guys. Some wideouts. They chuck the ball down the field. They like to throw it. They're going to spread you out a lot. They're going to move their tight ends and wideouts a little bit, motion-wise and speed sweep-wise and different things. And kind of a typical spread offense. I think they're well coached and should be a good challenge.
Well, how do you prepare for a team that you haven't played for? And it's the first game, so obviously there's no film exchange from last year. From last year there was, but you haven't played this team. So is this the most difficult game to kind of prepare for because it's?
Yeah, I mean, you always have to be. You have to be ready to adjust, and you got to go off of what you saw a year ago and base your game plan on that. But obviously you got to expect to see some things that are a little bit different. Be prepared to adjust and really execute what no matter what they come out in. There are certain roles and things like that you have to be able to apply and make quick adjustments on the sideline and move on and do that without giving up big plays in the meantime. So early season games are always a challenge. It's a little bit, as a coaching standpoint, it gets a little. It can be a little nerve-wracking going in because you're always thinking, okay, well, what if they do this or, but I've been through it enough and the coaching staff that. And I think this year we're a little bit further along in our knowledge of the system. I think we can handle a lot more without it, really throwing us off because I think we're a lot further along.
Just going back to Duquesne one more time, their defense, they've got a kid that's on most of the All-American teams playing a linebacker. What kind of game changer is he, and what's their basic defensive game plan?
They have some good players over there on their defense. I'm not sure. I don't really pay attention that much to numbers and names and that type of thing about who that is. But they're very capable on the defensive side. They're a little bit. They're different than us defensively in the front that they play. They kind of play a 30 type front, a kind of like a stacked three-man front. So that's taken some adjustment from our offensive line. When we play our 30, it's a little bit different than what they do. So Yeah, and I would assume that they're going to stay with that, but like I said, you never know. You never know. They could have totally changed, gone to a four-man front or whatever, but we're pretty multiple defensively, and our offense has seen a lot from us, and so I think they'll be ready to block and go up against whatever they throw at us.
What's the status of Lee? He wasn't on the first string there, and there was something on the message board saying he's not playing.
No, not right now.
Okay.
Coach, how much of an imprint do you feel like you and your staff have on this year's team compared to last year's team? You've had these guys for over a year now. Do you feel like it's more of your team, more of your system, guys understand things more clearly than they did before?
I would hope so. I mean, I think culture. The biggest thing is I thought we made some big strides last year in some areas. I mean, culturally, I think we had some growing to do. I think that's happening. I think that happened as the season, as the off season went on. Certain things we put in place and identified that, what I believe we needed to do to move forward and make the program better. But the proof will be in the pudding. We'll see. We'll see starting on Thursday night how far we've come.
Derek mentioned he thought one of the biggest changes, especially on defense, was improvement in short-term memory, being able to put a bad thing behind them. What have you seen in that regard for this football team?
Well, I think the confidence level and that being a little bit more comfortable with what they're being asked to do, how they're being asked to do it is growing, and with becoming comfortable, more confident. Hopefully, your execution gets better, and we have to continue to mature as a football team, continue to become more mentally tough as a football team. Those are certain things that more attention to detail, all those types of things that it doesn't happen overnight. It's something that you just don't hope happens as a coach. You have to try and nurture that and find different ways to build on that and become stronger. And that was a big area that we needed to fix last year. I said, at times we were our own worst enemy last year, and we just need to take care of us first, and let the other things will fall into place.